Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling a question that came straight from one of our listeners.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a good one too.
All right, let's hear it.
So they want to know basically what happened to all the legendary bladers.
Okay.
You know, like from the third season of Beyblade.
Yeah.
Like what happened to them after that, you know?
Right, because some of them just kind of...
They vanish.
Yeah, they disappear.
Exactly. So that's what we're going to be looking into today.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, me too. And to help us out today, we've got this really cool video, actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So the title of it is, I wish I knew what happened to all the legendary bladers since the end of the third season.
Okay.
And then it's got a hashtag. It says shorts.mp4. So
yeah, sick.
Yeah. So, you know, it's a short.
Right.
But,
yeah.
And it's clear that whoever made this video is like,
oh, yeah,
super passionate about this topic.
I mean, the title alone, like,
really.
I wish I knew.
Exactly.
Like
they're really invested.
Yeah, they're dedicated.
Yeah. And they want to know, like, what happened to all these characters, especially the ones that kind of just, like, disappeared.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like we were saying, like...
The ones we never saw again.
Yeah. And they specifically mentioned some characters like Gingka, Kyoya, and Aguma.
Oh, yeah, those guys.
You know, they show up in later seasons.
Right. They pop up here and there.
Exactly. But then you've got these other characters like Dynamis, Chris Tiffy, and, like, especially King.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where did King go?
Big question mark.
Right. And so that's kind of the mystery that we're going to be like...
We're going to try to solve it.
Yeah, we're going to try to unpack today.
I love it.
Yeah, and the video actually points out this really interesting scene.
Okay.
That apparently might have been cut from, like, the American version.
What?
Yeah. So apparently there's this scene where, like, King, Masamune, Toby, and Zio, they all come back.
Oh, wow.
To the world of Beyblade after, like, their adventures in the Metal Saga.
Interesting. So they do return.
It seems like they do.
Okay.
At least in some version of the story.
Gotcha.
But then it's like, well, if they came back, why didn't we see more of them?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially King.
Especially King.
He was such a big character.
Right? Like, why is he just gone again?
So mysterious.
I know. And so the video kind of, like, points to this moment as, like, this big, like, you know, question mark.
It's almost like a deliberate choice by the creators, you know?
Yeah.
To emphasize that, okay, these guys are gone.
Right.
New generation time.
It's a passing of the torch.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I hadn't really thought about it like that.
It makes you think.
It does.
It adds another layer to the story. It's like, okay, we're moving on from these guys.
Right.
And the fans are left wondering.
Yeah. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, what are they up to now?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what are those guys doing?
Exactly.
Are they living normal lives? Are they still Beyblading?
Are they coaching?
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
So many possibilities.
I know. And the fan who made this video actually brings up another really interesting point.
Okay.
They think that maybe some of the older bladers just couldn't keep up.
Oh, that's interesting.
With the new Beyblade technology.
Right.
Like, maybe the Beyblades just got too advanced for them.
Like, think about it. Technology changes so fast.
All the time.
Yeah. And maybe their bays just weren't cutting it anymore.
Right. And they specifically mentioned Dynamis.
Okay.
And his, like, Earth Elemental Beyblade.
Right.
And they're like, maybe it just wasn't strong enough to compete against, like, the newer bays.
It makes sense.
Right. Like, maybe that's why he's not around anymore.
Exactly. Maybe he just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And he decided to move on.
Yeah. And that kind of makes me think about, you know, like in any sport.
Yeah.
Things are always changing.
Right.
Like the equipment, the strategy.
The whole thing evolves.
Exactly. And so maybe some of these bladers just kind of like, they adapted. They took on new roles.
Became coaches, maybe.
Yeah. Or mentors. Or maybe they even started like.
Designing bays.
Designing bays.
That's a cool thought.
Right.
Like using their experience to create the next generation of bays.
Exactly. And that actually ties into another theory that the video brings up.
Okay, I'm listening.
So the fan also thinks that maybe the creators left these storylines open-ended on purpose. Yeah, like maybe they wanted to give the fans the freedom to kind of like...
Imagine their own endings.
Yeah, imagine their own endings.
Fill in the blanks.
Exactly. Like... Maybe it's not just about like leaving room for imagination,
right?
But also like acknowledging that like these characters' lives might have gone in like
different directions,
totally different directions.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not something that the show needed to like
spell out.
Yeah, spell out, you know.
Like maybe their stories continue off screen.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Right. And it kind of like adds to the mystery of it all, you know?
It makes them even more interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't know what happened.
Exactly. And speaking of characters that we want to know more about,
yeah.
The fan who made this video is like super curious about Dynamis, Chris, and King.
Oh, yeah. The big three.
Yeah. They're like dying to know what happened to them.
They were such iconic characters. It's no wonder people want to know more.
Right.
They left a huge impact on the series.
They did, and it's interesting because it's like, even though we might not have like
all the answers.
Like all the concrete answers.
Right.
We've still come up with some pretty
intriguing possibilities.
Yeah.
Like maybe some of them retired.
Right.
Maybe they became mentored.
Maybe they're still out there Beyblading.
Who knows?
Right.
Maybe they're all living on a beach somewhere.
Maybe.
Relaxing.
Living their best lives.
Exactly.
And I think that's kind of the beauty of it.
I agree.
You know, like the mystery keeps us engaged and it lets us like connect with these characters on like a
deeper level.
Yeah, a much deeper level.
It makes you think.
It does. It makes you wonder.
So to the listener who sent in this question,
yeah,
I want to leave you with one final thought.
Yeah, hit me.
If you could write the next chapter for one of these missing bladers,
I love that.
Who would you choose?
Yeah.
And what would their story be?
Where would they go?
Yeah, where would their journey take them?
What kind of battles would they face?
What kind of challenges?
I want to know.
Let your imagination run wild.
Be creative.
And who knows, maybe you'll discover some answers of your own.
That's what I love about Beyblade.
Me too.
It's a world of endless possibilities.
It really is.
It inspires you to imagine.
It does.
And to create.
Exactly.
So go out there and make your own story.
That's what it's all about.
Beyblades for life.
Beyblade for life.